What's going on YouTube? YesF4 here, and today we're going to be making some banana bread. It's a little weird because we're going to be using a muffin recipe, but everything will still be the same. Alright, so step one, you want to get some flour. You're going to need 2 cups. Doesn't matter if you get a little on the counter, because you can just use that with the second cup. The next thing you're going to need is some baking powder, and we're going to need 1 teaspoon. Next on the list is baking soda, and we're going to need half a teaspoon. Now we just need a sprinkle of ground cinnamon. I throw in a little extra because why not? Next, a pinch of salt. Now you just mix up all the dry ingredients. Now we get a new bowl for all of our wet ingredients, and our first ingredient we're going to add to that bowl is Greek yogurt. We're going to need 1 cup of Greek yogurt. Now this next step is very important. You go to the fridge and get a soda, because I'm thirsty. Next up, you're going to need 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. I couldn't find my tablespoon measurer, so I'm going to have to use 6 teaspoons of maple syrup. And next up, because I'm cheap, I used imitation vanilla, but you should actually use vanilla extract, but you're going to need half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Still smells like vanilla. Good news, found my tablespoon. Now, we're going to need 1 egg. For our next ingredient, we're going to need 1/3 of a cup of unsweetened applesauce. Doesn't that look delicious already? Now, you can just mix it all together until it forms one solid color. Now, you pour the wet ingredients on top of the dry ingredients. Now you can mix it all up. You'll know you're about finished mixing when the batter starts to become more resilient and elastic. Now you're going to need 2 whole bananas, and you're going to want to dice them up. I've never diced anything before, but I think I did a pretty good job. Now you can start to mix the bananas into your batter. Now we're going to need 2 tablespoons of chocolate chips. And why not pour in a little extra? And once again, mix it all up the final time. Now get out your baking pan, spread some ham on it, and pour in the batter. Now you can flatten it out to make it nice and even. Set your oven to 375 degrees. And you can set your timer for about 20 minutes. And while you're doing that, sit back, relax, watch a much better cooking program on YouTube. Try to not get too distracted by the better cooking program.
Oh, right.
Now that it's been about 20 minutes, you can go ahead and take your bread out of the oven. I now use a knife to cut around the edges to make sure it doesn't stick to the pan. And now flip it over.
Oh god. Oh, definitely not cooked. Definitely not cooked.
Now that you've cooked your bread for an additional 6 to 8 minutes, for a total of 26 to 28 minutes, your bread should actually be cooked now. or maybe not cooked all the way. But hey, if the camera's out of focus, who can really tell, right? Well, at least it's cooked all the way through on the ends, so those are edible. So yeah, I don't know what else to say, but cook it longer than I did, and you should have some pretty good bread. All things considered, I think it went pretty well. Didn't even have to go to the hospital. Which is saying something, since I'm allergic to bananas. And a quick shout out to Katie for this awesome recipe. If this video gets 10 likes, maybe I'll do another cooking video. If you don't want that, hit the dislike button 1,000 times.